the mind unfolds. I love that. Barbara Pearl is an award-winning educator, author, and storyteller, and the co-founder of Vegan Seniors Unite. She is the author of Math in Motion, Origami in the Classroom, where she blends creativity and education, where she blends creativity with education through Japanese paper foldings. Barbara's innovative approach, called mindfulness, promotes compassion and environmental awareness by transforming a simple piece of paper into art. Her workshops inspire participants to cultivate mindfulness while learning origami, fostering personal growth and a deeper connection to the planet. I am looking so forward to this, and I'm going to jump on down so I can get my hands on a piece of paper and learn the joy of origami with you. Thank you. Let's give Barbara a round of applause.
Konnichiwa. Thank you, Renee. I'm delighted to be here. I spent the last 2 days at BCOP, and when I had to go out, I took my phone with me and was still listening. So it's really a joy to be here. Can everyone see my screen? I'm doing screen share. Can you see it?
Yep.
Thank you. I spent the days laughing with some of you, chatting with others, and crying with some of the heartbreaking stories. I've been on this journey for over 52 years. I discovered a book while I was in college by Dr. Peter Singer called Animal Liberation. He was the first author to talk about animal exploitation. And I never looked back. And I want to thank Dr. Rao and Climate Healers and all the volunteers for your dedication this weekend, and all the advocates who have been here. It is the greatest transformation in human history. I'm the author of a book called Math in Motion about using origami in classrooms. My background's in mathematics and education. Many of the students I've worked with over the years struggle with learning math. So with my One More Thing, I found a way to integrate the arts, origami, and mathematics. The book is sprinkled with all kinds of activities about being kind, compassionate. I even come out and say, go vegan. And I've had the opportunity to travel all over the country, including internationally in China and Japan, where I've done teacher development, student and family workshops, trying to make a difference like all of you. So thank you for your work that you're doing. Make every day Earth Day is one of my mottos. Together, as we join hands, we're a team. And the crane, if you're not familiar with origami, is a symbol of international hope, healing, and peace. It's based on a children's story, Sadako and 1,000 Paper Cranes. I visited Hiroshima, also known as Hiroshima in Japan, and I found myself going back over and over again to the statue dedicated to the children who lost their lives during the bombing. I advocate peace begins with our plate. As I looked at the lunch that some of you were eating, I thought, aren't we lucky? We have the most amazing, wonderful food to enjoy every single day. So I want to thank you and arigato before we start to fold. Here's my contact information if you'd like to get a hold of me or want any of the information I'm sharing today. I have math lessons that integrate with the origami. So if you're interested in that for yourself or children, grandchildren, or the schools, please contact me. My work was recently endorsed by Dr. Jo Bowler. She's a renowned math professor at Stanford University, and she posted my lessons on her website called U Cubed, YOUCU, And I'll share that with you. I'll put it in the chat. How many are familiar with origami? Any of you? Well, if you're not, I call it, Renee, you might appreciate this, yoga for the mind. And as paper folds, the mind unfolds. Many people find it a way to relax. It helps them focus and concentrate. Origami is a Japanese word. And ori means to fold, and gami is Japanese for paper. It's traced back over 1,000 years ago to parts of Europe and China. And some famous European paper folders include Leonardo da Vinci, also known from some historical evidence to be a vegetarian, and Lewis Carroll, the author of Alice in Wonderland. Could you close your eyes for a moment? Try not to peek. Take a deep breath. And as you slowly exhale, can you imagine a time without any televisions or telephones? Is that a scary thought? For some, it might be pleasant. Now, if you were a child, imagine a place without any skateboards, bicycles, or even a video game. Quick, open your eyes. There was a time none of those things existed. And friends, all they had were pieces of gami or paper. And Asian families would gather around just like we are today, except it was the grandparents that would teach the children how to fold. They could create anything you can imagine. Do you know they could take a piece of paper like this one, recycled from a calendar with wings and a tail that could fly? What makes it so special? I like to think it's the minimalist art. You don't need any paste, glue, scissors, tape, rulers, protractors, a compass. Did I leave anything out? Did I say scissors? With 12 sheets of paper, you could make a cube like this. I was living in Manhattan at the time, and I met someone that worked for Apple Computers. And I said, could you send me some of your business cards? And they did. Can you hear the lima beans? Well, I love this one. I have a lot of favorites. Can you see the leaves? Nature is a relentless folder. Nature, birds, even our brain, folding. Well, just show you a few more and then we'll get started. I don't know if you can see these little bugs here. You can make all kinds of animals. Like these insects, or action models like this bird and fish. And one of my favorites, this is unit origami. Whenever you put one or more sheet of paper together, you can make the body and the head. Can you see my panda bear? Another action figure. Hugging penguins. Hugging penguins. Calculate the possibilities. It's limitless. Yeah. Oh, here's one that maybe all of you will recognize. You may have seen it airborne in a classroom. You remember the paper airplane? Can you see the paper I recycled? After a while, you look for material that will enhance the model. I thought a map was a good idea for a plane. Math in motion. I really enjoyed this one too. This was a gift to me. I was invited to Japan and they often gave me gifts of origami. If you look closely, you might see a little goldfish in the bowl. I think we're ready to get started now. Hopefully you found some time to get 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I wanted to show you ways you could recycle. So 8.5 by 11 is standard copy paper here in the US, but if you're international, you can use A4. A4 paper will work. I advocate recycling. So when I do programs, they usually make a flyer for me, but notebook paper can work. I like this quote: believe in second chances, recycle. You can use everything from magazines to newspaper. I'm going to rotate my camera so you can see what I'm doing. If you can't see it, let me know. That's better. So I have one sheet of paper. I pre-crease before I teach so that you can follow my steps. But you want to take one edge of the paper and just fold it over to the other edge. The best place to fold is on a firm surface like a table. If I hold it up, it's just to demonstrate. So again, take one edge of the paper, fold it over to the other edge, and crease sharply. We have to create the shapes we're going to fold. It's fun to work with origami paper, and you can buy it on Amazon or in craft stores. But again, I like to advocate recycling materials you may have at your fingertips, pun intended. Now, this is the portion we need to separate. So you're going to fold it back and forth over the edge of the triangle, back and forth. And again, use the table to get a sharp crease. I suggest at least 3 times, back and forth. It will break down the fibers of the paper. Now you want to gently separate it. Tear it, gently separate it. Hopefully you had some success. It looks like this. Can you guess what shape? We now have a rectangle. So origami isn't just for squares. I like to show that you can use other shapes, including rectangles, triangles, and even squares. I'll give you a few moments to get that paper in place so we can fold it together. If you need me to go slower, let me know. Just shout out. There are many therapeutic benefits to origami. A lot is helping people to focus, concentrate, and some say to relax. You're involved in the creative process. I've just started to do some workshops for seniors at the community centers here locally where I live. My motto is, you're never too old to fold. My oldest student is 92 years old, Louise Platt. My youngest student is 3 years old. So I've taught origami from preschool to seniors. Step 1, I would like to recite a poem for you, and let me demonstrate, and then I'll teach it. And I'm going to use traditional origami paper, foil, just to demonstrate. Whenever you're feeling sad and blue and you think there's nothing left to do, remember all you need is paper to start, and with just a few folds, like this, you can make an origami heart. That has 3 steps. It's my basic heart, and I'd like to teach it to you now. So starting with your rectangle, we're going to do what's called a book fold or valley fold. Fold the paper in half widthwise and crease sharply. Remember, at least 3 times. Open up your book, and what do you see down the center? Well, oftentimes I refer to it as a guideline. I've highlighted mine so that you can see it. Some people call it a crease. In math, we call it the line of symmetry because it looks the same on both sides. Take 1 page of your book and fold it up precisely against the center guideline. First on one side, and take your time, remember to crease sharply, and then repeat it on the other side. If you take a moment, you'll see you are holding a pentagon in your hand. It's exciting. Would you, if you're live, would you look at your neighbor's paper, look to the right and left of you and make sure they're doing it correctly? I call that sharing and helping each other. You can always adjust paper. Thanks, Donna. Thanks for showing me. Good job. Turn the paper over. On the back, you'll see 2 rectangles. And in the corners, we'll fold them over into small triangles. Again, I only want you to make it about half. You don't need to fold it all the way down, just about halfway there. Hope you can see what that looks like. And you want to make 4 of them. 2, 3, and 4. Can you count with me in Japanese? We'll say ichi, ni, san, and shi. Make sure you have 4 triangles before you turn it over and discover your heart. Those online are making it. Do you want to share it with us and show it to us? You're welcome to share your hearts. I always encourage my students to, thank you. Good job. I always encourage my students to open up their hearts. And now you can write a special message inside. Thanks, Gabrielle. Good job. They look great. And after you fold your hearts, it's always a good time to share it. Can you think of messages you could write inside? Some of my favorites are give your heart to art, but I like vegan quotes, or put compassion into action, go vegan. I know one time a group of students left them. They wrote messages inside and then left them randomly different places. Can you think of any other good quotes? How about there's no excuse for animal abuse? Renee, I can't hear you. It looks like you're trying to share, but I can't hear you.
Yeah, did you want to see somebody's heart?
Sure, we'd love to see your hearts.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if this is correct, so we know if we're doing it right.
Yes. Can you turn it over so you can see? You're holding it backwards. Just turn it around.
Oh.
Keep turning it.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, hearts, like people, hearts come in different shapes and sizes. Renee, it looks great. Good job.
Good job. Okay. We have somebody else who wants to come up and show their heart.
Great. Share your heart.
Yay. Good job.
Oh, thank you for sharing your heart. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Come on, and share your heart.
Oh, thank you. Oh, great.
Hey.
Compassion in action. Put it into motion. Ray, did you want to share yours?
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, Ray showing his heart.
Thank you. Oh, thank you for showing it. And I want to tell you something. When I have the students make it, sometimes I have them glue it to a stir stick. You know the stir sticks? Next time you're in Starbucks, they have them over on the side. Sometimes I always ask before I take a few to share in my classroom, but I taped it to the back of a stir stick so you could stick it in a flower pot or give it to someone as a gift. Or these floral sticks that you find sometimes in flower shops. I'll ask if I can take a few. Or you could put a piece of tape and wear it on your shirt, wear your heart instead of on your sleeve, you wear it on your heart. I want to let you know that that material I used to make those hearts I just showed you came from my local supermarket. They have lots of magazines outside for free. And so I did invest in a paper cutter. And then the heart that I made from this material is 2 by 6 inches. 2 by 6 inches. So I wanted to share with you a copy of my book too. It's available on Amazon or through my website, Math in Motion. While I'm in Japan, a woman approached me and said, she was married to a Japanese engineer. She said, could I translate your book into Spanish? We never spoke again. And about 3 years later, because we were both working, she translated my book into Spanish. So I'm really delighted to share that with you. We're ready to make the last model. We have about 5 minutes. Take the other piece of paper. Ah, thank you, Samudra. Thank you for sharing. Your heart looks beautiful. So this already has the existing crease for the model we're going to make. I want you to open it up. Okay, I'm going to use one that I've already pre-creased. Again, this is traditional origami paper. It's a little lightweight compared to other paper. And if I was working with a large group, I often have them practice with recycled paper and then transfer it to the origami paper. One of my principles of paper folding, in addition to patience, precision, practice, is practice makes, I say, progress, because this way you're always learning and growing. Hold the square in the shape of a baseball diamond and reinforce the crease, the existing crease that you had for the triangle. Unfold it, and you'll see another guideline, line of symmetry, or crease. There's many ways to describe the same fold or crease. In math, we say, then come up with the best solution to it. The next fold is called a kite fold. I want you to take the edges and fold them precisely against that vertical line of symmetry, first on one side and then on the other. And take your time, but crease at least 3 times. Sometimes it's best to start at the bottom, the narrowest part, and then fan it out. Called the kite fold. There's so many patterns in origami, which is very exciting because every time you unfold the paper, there's another pattern. Godfrey Hardy, one of the premier mathematicians in the world out of the UK, said, math is the study of patterns, which origami lends itself. I want you to take the apex or top point of your triangle and fold it down to the baseline. Again, take the top point of your triangle or apex, fold it down to the baseline. So it makes a smaller triangle. Rotate the whole paper, and you're going to fold it on the existing crease line in half. Just fold it in half. Can anybody guess what we made?
Hang on. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, am I going too fast? Okay.
Yeah.
We have the kite fold.
Okay, now I'm sorry.
Is it a whale?
You are right. It's a whale. Yes. It's a whale of a tail.
All right.
The next step is to take the top point, fold it down to the baseline. While you're waiting, you can count how many triangles there are right here. How many triangles? We have 1, 2, 3, the one in the middle, 4, and 5. 5 altogether. And then more on the sides. There's triangles everywhere. Isn't that exciting? All right. So then you rotate it, rotate your paper, just fold it in half on the existing crease line. Can you guess which end is the tail? To make the tail, I want you to take a portion of it and fold it straight up to the ceiling. Again, this is what's called a rat fold. R-A-T stands for right about there. When there isn't an exact place to fold it or a guideline, we call it a rat fold, right about there. You can see I put a wiggly eye or googly eye on it. You can draw it if you have a marker. So this very clever mammal, she stood on her head and she became a penguin instead. See if you can separate the paper at the bottom and make your whale stand on her head so she becomes a penguin instead. So you'll have 2 for 1. Can you see that? You did it. I'm so glad. And thank you for your participation and encouragement. I want to say namaste. And again, thank you for inviting me. I say kind thoughts, kind words, and kind actions. On the whale, I made this in honor of Paul Watson, who's active in saving the whales. So when I spoke to Dr. Rao about it, we thought this would be a good one to incorporate today. And you might put different quotes on your whale saying, be kind to all kinds. Kindness counts. Maybe you could think of others. Celebrate kindness. Arigato. Thank you, Renee. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Barbara. What a joy. What fun. Thank you for bringing some fun and some yoga to our mind this afternoon.
Yoga
Thank
for
you.
the mind, yeah.
I love that.
Please share your origami. Share it with others.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.